Hello, my name is Abby, and welcome back to the Space Exploration Agency. The two carbonauts that will supervise the construction of the new Mun Base and become the first two crew members of the outpost on the surface of the Moon are sitting in their spacecraft and are ready for liftoff. So I can switch on SAS, adjust the throttle, and in 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of the Mun Base expedition with Sidhat and Kercy. Both are well-experienced space flyers. Both have spent a lot of time on board of the science station, and after their return they began to train for their next assignment, which is this flight out to the Moon and the subsequent landing at the construction site of the new Mun Base, where they will assemble their Mun Base with the Mun Base rover and subsequently become the first crew on board of this outpost on the surface of the Moon. So this is really a great accomplishment for them. I think they are really excited about their mission, but right now they are a little bit more scared as they feel the huge acceleration of my standard space launch system running in the standard configuration with the two strap-on boosters. And yeah, soon we will reach the 10-kilometer altitude mark and the two SRBs will have completed their job, and indeed the two SRBs are out of fuel, so we can jettison them. We don't need them anymore, and yeah, goodbye, thank you for your boost. We are now on a good route to space and hopefully on a good route to reach an orbit around Kerbal, and so soon the two carbonauts can begin their flight out to the Moon. I think this is really an exciting mission. Right now they are really scared, and I don't think they feel so good about their current situation, but I think as soon as they have reached space and the engines have shut down, they will be happy, and yeah, they start to smile. This is good. We have already reached an altitude of more than 30 kilometers, so we can now turn over even more and aim for the 25-degree marker on the nav ball. We have even some compression heating going. This standard space launch system is really powerful. And yeah, we have an apoapsis of 70 kilometers. As usual, I like to raise it to around 100 kilometers, and so I will now turn over to the 20-degree marker. Very good. Yeah, the apoapsis is raising. That's good. That's perfect. And 95, 96, and 100. Alright, perfect. So I can add a maneuver node over here to mark the apoapsis and prepare the orbit insertion burn. Alright, bit much. Let's reduce it again. Alright, 103 by 102. Alright, this would be perfect. And here, Sidhat and Kercy are smiling. They are happy. This is fantastic. This is really awesome. So, this is Sidhat's view. Currently, he is looking at the fairing, and this is rock storage. Okay. So this is Kercy's view. Kercy is our scientist, and I think both are really excited and really happy, and yeah, now they are really smiling. And so it's time to jettison the fairing, and here we go. Wow, this is fantastic. Now Sidhat can view down to Kerbal. What a fantastic view, what a marvelous view down to our home planet. This is amazing, this is really great. And yeah, there are the shells of our fairing, and there's our goal, the Moon. There's the Moon, and in 1 minute and 30 seconds we will reach the apoapsis. So soon it's time to execute the orbit insertion burn, and as you can see, the lander is quite small, but it's powerful enough to land both carbonauts on the surface of the Moon. I will go over the details of this lander in just a bit. At first we need to insert it into an orbit. I can already turn over to the maneuver node. Alright, still 1 minute to go, but this, the central crew booster, will not run that long anymore, so it will be jettisoned soon. And the engine of the upper stage isn't that powerful, so I think I will begin with a burn around 30 seconds before we will reach the maneuver node. It says an estimated burn of 18 seconds, but it will definitely take longer. Oh, Sidhat is now laughing and smiling. Okay, he is now happy again as he has reached space again and is on a good way to be orbiting again around Kerbal, and so we can now begin with the orbit insertion burn. Alright, very good. And we can jettison the central core booster. Alright. Start the upper stage and continue the burn. And down there is Kerbal Space Center. We have already traveled quite a distance since the liftoff at the launchpad of Kerbal Space Center. That's cool. It's really amazing. We can still see the mountain range behind Kerbal Space Center, and soon the sun will set and we will experience the first orbital sunset. And that's amazing. That's really amazing. Yeah, they are enjoying their ride. They are definitely enjoying their ride. And now we are in an orbit and stop. Alright. So how are we doing? 110 by 95. Okay, it's a little bit an eccentric orbit, but that's alright. The moon is over there, and so I like to set it as my target. We have quite an inclination to the moon, almost 1 degree, so I think I will fix it over here at the ascending node. So, easy. 0.2. 0.1, alright, that's good enough. So, the next maneuver is coming up in 12 minutes. Okay. Once again, they are in an orbit around Kerbal, and Kercy's happy. Kercy's happy, Sidhat is happy. That's good. They are really happy to be back in space, and now they are realizing that they are on a good way to the moon and that they will land on the surface of the moon. So this is really a great achievement and a great accomplishment for them. And okay, now let's change the inclination of their orbit. Good, very good. And stop. Just a bit more, alright. So, how are we doing? 0.1, perfect, perfect. So, the moon is over there, so a good moment could be around here, just before orbital sunset. Let's see. Okay. Yep, over there. Now we are on a collision course with the moon. Let's see if we can fix this. Alright, 64 kilometers. Can we get a little bit closer? 35. Alright, this is good. And yeah, the next habitat module is already on a good way to the moon and will arrive there in a couple of hours, I think. So this is cool. This is really cool. And okay, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the specifics of the spacecraft. So, as you can see, the lander itself has no solar arrays, and this is due to the fact that I think for the very first time I am using those PB nuke radioisotope thermoelectric generators. And I'm not quite sure if this is the first spacecraft I ever built with those thermoelectric generators, or if I already have built such a thing in, well, long time ago or so. I don't know, I can't really remember. Maybe it's really the first spacecraft that really utilizes those generators to generate electricity. But yeah, I think that's really a cool way, and it's also a good use for the service bay, because they perfectly fit into the service bay, so that's cool. And wow, as I see the moon over there, maybe... Okay, there's Kerbal. Sidhat can maybe see the target, or can he? Huh. Okay, maybe where we were rotated a bit in the wrong. Oh yeah, there's the target, there's the moon. Sidhat can see the moon. That's fantastic. This is great. And yeah, no, they're happy. They are really happy. Cool. I am really happy when they are happy, when my carbonauts are happy. Okay, the trans-lunar injection is coming up in 13 minutes and will apparently last, or the burn will apparently last for 1 minute. So 30 seconds before we will reach the maneuver node at the perfect time to begin the trans-lunar burn. And so easy. Easy. Oh, we will do the translunar, or begin with the translunar burn almost above Kerbal Space Center. That's cool. This is really fantastic. Okay, let's turn toward the maneuver node, and here we go. Their journey to the moon has begun. This is fantastic. This is great. They are happy. They are really happy, and there's the moon. The moon is rising. Wow, this is great. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, and speaking of the lander itself, the lander has no heat shield, has no parachutes, so in order to return to Kerbal, they have to fly to a different spacecraft, or they have to use a different spacecraft for their re-entry. And this is due to the fact that I like to reuse the lander, so my idea is that, well, when a new crew lands, they will leave their spaceship, or they will leave a spacecraft that is capable of returning to the atmosphere of Kerbal in orbit around the moon, and then the old crew will leave the surface of the moon with their lander and board the other spacecraft, so that we can reuse those landers, and those landers will always stay in the orbit around the moon. And okay, we let our engines run for a little bit too long, so let's turn retrograde again, do a very short retrograde burn, so that we do have an periapsis again, 12 kilometers. Okay, that's awesome. So, Kercy and Sidhat, you are en route to the moon. Yes, you are now flying out to the moon. There's your target. There's the moon. That's cool. That's fantastic. Cool. And rock storage, slide to open. Is there? Okay, there is Sidhat looking out of the window. That's cool. That's really amazing. I'm proud of you. There's the hatch. There's the hatch they will use in order to leave their lander and to finally board the new Mun Base. Speaking of the new Mun Base, as I said, the second habitat module is on a good way out to the moon, so we can now switch to it. And here it is. Here, the next habitat module. It's 2 hours and 14 minutes away from the moon encounter, which is fantastic. So let's just warp there. And well, there is a slight problem. There is indeed a slight problem with the construction of the Mun Base, because I will talk about this in just a bit. Yeah, the trajectory is good. We have a slight inclination, but we can fix this. And I like to rendezvous with the fuel delivery. So let's set this as a target. Yeah, we are off by 2.7 degrees. We can fix this later on, so let's see if we can. No, I want to add a maneuver, but I want to have it at the periapsis, so that I can do my capture burn. And okay, this is not that. Okay, 34 by, yeah, let's go for around 30-kilometer orbit, and from there we can start to prepare and plan our rendezvous. Okay, we are on a good way to the moon and on a good way to insert the next habitat module into an orbit around the moon. And so I was talking about some issues. Well, the issues are the landing struts, and not only the landing struts are a problem, but also the wheels, the rover wheels are a problem. As since the upgrade to Unity 5, they are very fragile. The rover wheels are, well, they don't have a lot of grip or so. You are more or less just drifting around and sliding around. And well, for the landing strut, the problem is that they easily break, and that's really problematic. I tried doing some simulations, I tried to assemble the Mun Base, and the problem was that all the time, well, I have to retract the landing struts in order to transport the modules with the rover, and all the time I wanted to deploy the struts again, they just exploded. They exploded for no reason, and that's bad. That's really bad. So, until the scientists find a solution how this problem can be fixed, we just can land all the modules at the construction site, but then we have to wait until we found a solution how we can actually assemble and construct the Mun Base, because this is really problematic. And what I did was I had a module docked and attached to the rover, and as I deployed the landing struts while it was docked to the rover, they just exploded, and well, the reason was apparently that the landing struts were overstressed. And why is the fuel delivery no longer my target? Set as target, alright, thank you. And so it's over there. Okay, this will take some orbits until they are next to us. So let's just see what we're doing over there. Alright, we have an inclination. Okay, let's just fix the inclination first. I don't want to do it over there in the darkness. I like to do it in the daylight. So over here, let's prepare this. And I need to be careful that I don't miss the moment when the Mun Base expedition arrives at the Mun, because I think they have a little bit priority to land on the surface of the Mun at the construction site. And 0.6. Okay, this is good. This will fix the inclination completely. And yeah, so what I did was I had the module attached to the rover, and as I deployed the landing struts, they exploded with the reason landing struts overstressed. The next thing I did was I transported a little bit a module with the Mun Base rover, and I undocked it. Then I deployed the landing struts, and as I did this, the module was basically launched into, well, it was launched into the air, and as the modules obviously have no SAS module, because, well, they should just stand around on the surface of the Mun, so this thing tumbled out of control as it was, yeah, launched again, and this was a problem. The next thing I did was I tried to dock the two existing modules to each other, and well, this worked well. I had both modules then being docked to each other, but their landing struts weren't deployed. Then I undocked it from the rover, which was also a success, but as I deployed the landing struts, they just exploded with the same reason that the landing struts were apparently overstressed. And I don't know, as we did the simulation, or as we did the first test of the Mun Base on the surface of Kerbal, this was before the Unity 5 upgrade, everything was... Wait, let me just focus on this. Yep, 300 meters in 2 hours and 57 minutes. Okay, this is plenty of time. So we can switch back to the Mun Base expedition. As we did this on the surface of Kerbal, on the surface of Kerbal, everything went well. There was no problem, and this was good. But then came the Unity 5 update, and since then the rover wheels and the landing struts are a little bit screwy. So yeah, I don't know. We have to wait a little bit, and I'm not quite sure how I can fix this, because it's really weird when I retract and deploy the landing legs of a module on its own, then it just gets basically launched and reaches an altitude of, I don't know, 5 meters or so, and from there it just tumbles around and falls back. And when I have the exact same modules but being docked to each other, then suddenly the landing struts are getting overstressed when they are deployed. So they shouldn't be overstressed, because they were used for the landing of the modules, and so they should be good enough to even, well, lift again the modules after I have docked them together. But no, this just causes an explosion. So yeah, this is a little bit problematic. I hope 1.13 will fix this issue. Not sure, I haven't looked into the patch notes and the and the things they intend to fix, I really hope it will bring a solution to this. And yeah, moreover, the rover, as I said, the wheels itself are a little bit screwy, and the rover tends to drift around, and this is even more increased on the moon due to the low gravity. And yeah, in this case, it's problematic. It's really problematic. I'm not quite sure if I can maybe tweak a little bit the save file itself, or if we just have to wait. But yeah, this is the main reason why I haven't started to dock the modules to each other and to and why I haven't started to construct the Mun Base itself. Just because, yeah, if I try this, the landing legs just explode, and that's really, really sad. And yeah, we will see. Maybe I can find a solution and tweak the save game, or we will have just to wait for the next version of Kerbal Space Program, as I don't know how I should do this otherwise. And yeah, that's really sad. But okay, oh dear, soon there is sunset for the Mun Base. This is not good. This is really bad. So, yeah, they are now in a stable orbit. This is good. But I think they should land as soon as possible, as long as there's enough daylight left. So, let's prepare their powered descent. Alright. No, not this one. Okay, let's do this again. I like to have them approach the construction site. Alright, very good. And yeah, like so. This is looking good. So, Mun Base habitat launch. Yeah, this is okay. Let's set this as a target. Okay, I hope there's enough fuel in the upper stage to complete this deorbit burn. Okay, Sidhat and Kercy are happy. They are now in an orbit around the moon. I think that's already a great accomplishment for them. And they are now aware that in 20 minutes or 22 minutes they will begin their deorbit burn, their powered descent to the surface of the moon for their first landing on the surface of the moon, and the beginning of their real mission. And yeah, then they can actually do what they have trained for over the last weeks. And that's cool. That's really cool. I'm proud of them. I'm really proud of them. Unfortunately, they have to wait a little bit longer until the scientists and our engineers find a solution how this, well, the weak point of the construction process can be fixed. And yeah, but still they can land on the surface of the moon, and that's cool. So now it's time to begin the power descent and the deorbit burn. Alright, here we go. Good. Very good. And stop. Alright, how are we doing? Okay, this is, maybe I'm a bit too much to the north, so maybe I should do a quick burn to the south, to the anti-normal marker. Let's see. Yeah. Just a bit more. Alright, this is looking good. Is this still my target? Yeah, it's still my target. Okay, very good. Okay, how much fuel is left in here? It's about to be empty. Yeah, I think I will keep the upper stage attached to the spacecraft and begin or use it for the first burn to reduce the lateral velocity. That's good. So when will you reach, or when is the good moment to begin this? Maybe in about 3 minutes 40 seconds. Alright. Yeah, Sidhat, sitting at the controls, is a little bit concerned. Kercy is smiling. Okay, Sidhat is now smiling again, but I think he will be a little bit more concerned when he starts to descend. And yeah, there's the Mun Base. Okay. No, not target. Please give me the surface mode option. That's much better. Okay. So, less than 30 kilometers. Let's begin with the first burn. Let's keep an eye on this. And okay. Now the upper stage is out of fuel, so let's jettison it. Activate our engine, the engine of the lander. Okay, and let's continue to slow down, or to reduce the lateral velocity. Let's keep an eye on the trajectory, that we don't come too short. Alright, looking good, looking really good. Yeah, this is looking really good. Maybe we need to fly a little bit more this way. Good. How's the trajectory looking? Okay, very good. Better, much better. Okay. So let's reduce the lateral velocity. We're on a good approach. We are on a very good approach. Looking good, looking really good. Okay. Very good. This engine isn't that powerful. Okay, we overshot a little bit the landing site, so we have to fly back again. I can switch on the lights and deploy the landing legs. Very good. Yeah, we overshot a little bit the landing site, but now we will start to approach it again. Very good. Okay. Good, very good. Let's control the descent rate. Okay. Easy. Very good, very good. Okay. Now we're coming straight down. Good that I have some lights, because it's already quite dark with the sun being that close to the horizon. Okay. Good, very good. We're coming down. We are coming down. Don't come to a hover though. Wow, Kercy's in awe. Sidhat is in awe, although he has to focus that much on the landing. Alright, easy. 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 Good. And touchdown. Well done, well done. So they are 139 meters away from this module, 120 meters away from the central core module of the Mun Base. That's good enough, that's good enough. They don't need to be that close to it. And yeah, they managed to land on the surface of the moon, so now they can switch off SAS. And let's take a look. Yeah, electric charge is constant, so the two thermoelectric generators are powerful enough to power the electrical needs of the lander. And now we can extend the ladder, and now the two crew members need to rest a bit after this stressful landing, after they managed a perfect landing only 140 meters away from a module. So this is really a spot-on landing. Well done, well done. Good job, guys. And with this, we have also reached the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode, when we will probably land the next habitat module at the construction site. Well, we need to see, because the sun is pretty close to the horizon. Maybe we need to wait a little bit longer. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you next time. Until then, my name is Abby. See you!